So, welcome again to my YouTube channel. Uh, and I have here with me.
My name's Caleb.
I'm so happy to have you on my podcast.
Hello,
Uh,
everybody. Hi, Kai's podcast.
yeah. Um, I don't know which one is lighter. Oh, yeah, this one. Uh, I think we should start from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, so, hi, my name is Kai. I'm 25. And now I have here Kaleb.
Yes. Hello, my name is Caleb. I am also 25.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
We're the same age. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's a surprise for me too. So, tell me about the experiences here at the center.
Okay, so where do I start? Oh, I've been at the center for maybe a year and a half. I'm coming up on 2 years in May. So basically, did the people know what the center is? Oh, maybe
Yeah,
we
yeah.
should.
People know what the center is.
Okay, well, basically, center is a place where we receive help and we stay here for free as they assist us to,
Good housing.
yeah,
Yeah.
because LA is in a housing crisis.
Yeah. That is true.
So that pretty sucks right now. I feel like as someone who's 25, and now that we know we're the same age, it's interesting to be alive right now because never in my like whole life would I have thought, like when I was a kid, we would have like a global pandemic and the world would shut down and like I don't know. I just feel like life is so different right now and like definitely threw me like a left wrench. I don't know. I feel like our generation is really like we have our eyes open for a lot of crazy stuff that happens in the world, like in politics or just like in our families. Like I don't know. I feel like we're attuned to like making a shift in those things. So like ever since I was a kid, I was like I don't know. I was kind of like I was traumatized, like most children are.
Yeah. Same here. It, it's it's part of life growing up.
Yeah, you can't run away from that.
Yeah.
So it's just like after that, I feel like when I went to college, I started to become like a conscious person because I moved out of like my hometown and away from my family for the first time.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
like I was doing college and stuff, so I uh, I started to see myself as my own person, and then I was like, oh, like I'm really out in the adult world. Like this is like I don't know. I have my own life, and like I was realizing I have like patterns and behaviors and stuff, and then it just took me down a rabbit hole because like once you figure out like
Yeah. It gets crazier.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
well,
you start to realize like, oh shit, I'm so human, so alive, so like I need to do things to survive.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's like a scary experience to have, especially like when you're used to being a kid. You don't worry about any of that shit.
Yeah. You only think about the moment you're in and what are you gonna do next, like for fun.
That's very true. And I feel like then all of a sudden, but I don't know. Also, I would say I think it's interesting how like some kids have like
The awareness
yeah,
of an adult,
yeah,
like to view the perspective of whoa, this is life, this is scary, and then this is how everyone is.
yeah. And
Yeah,
that's pretty trippy to have, right?
yeah.
And then
It's
like
creepy.
some kids are automatically put in responsible roles to like
Yeah. It happens because of stress, and then sometimes trauma from other adults makes them super hyper aware of the problems or the actions some adults might take on them. It's like a survival thing for them.
that's very true. And I think like when you grow up too,
It's called hyper awareness, I think.
word
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I definitely have like some type of hyper awareness.
Yeah, I think now as an adult it would be a regular awareness, but as a kid it would be hyper awareness
Word.
because adults need the hyper awareness to function, or the awareness to function regularly
That's
in
true.
this big world that well, small world.
Word. You're right
At the
about that
moment.
too.
At the moment.
I just think that like I don't know. I saw some adults are really close-minded too, though. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like it's easy to see like some adults really like still act like kids in a way.
Yeah,
If that
that
makes
too.
sense.
Mentally, they go back to being a kid or carefree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like I feel like sometimes if you get traumatized and like it kind of sets you back. Like I heard this saying that somebody said like, oh, sometimes like where you were traumatized, you go back to that age when you like react or respond to things.
Yeah.
So like that's crazy to think about. I don't know.
So, what are some things you like about the center?
Oh, word. I'm so sorry. I definitely went on a tangent.
Oh no no no
in
no
the
worries.
beginning
This is
about
the point
the
about
center.
a podcast.
Okay. Well, to sum up what I was saying, I was basically trying to give a whole overview of like basically how I became homeless and like navigating the world as a 25-year-old in this like time and century is pretty crazy. And so like staying at the center, I was gonna tie it in.
Yeah, and then I asked another question in front of that, but I apologize for that. Now, yeah, continue.
Word, yeah. I was just kind of rambling, but to tie it in, I just feel like it's pretty cool to have been here. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I think I feel the same way too. Yeah,
it's like a really special place, honestly.
yeah.
And it's like it's different from. Have you been to any other shelters other than the center?
No, but I did sleep in an emergency shelter to help someone.
Oh, word.
I was trying to help them, and then it came down to I couldn't reach home because the transportations were not. Long story short,
Word.
it was just to help them out.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I was renting a room
Hmm.
before I moved to here to a shelter.
Okay. Okay.
So I would say this is my actual first shelter I was in.
Oh, word. I was just asking because I was gonna say that like the center is really is different from a lot of other shelters, for sure. Cause I've
Yeah.
only been to one other one, but like totally completely different vibe. So that's what makes me feel like it's a really special place.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the center?
Oh, now you are asking the questions. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I like it pretty well. I think it's a good place to get a housing help. Because to get your to get back up and uh, be a functional member of society again, as one would have it. But in terms of everything, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good place. Yeah.
Word. I agree. Also like okay. How do you feel about like all those things that the center offers? Like I don't know, employment opportunities and like these little therapeutic groups, therapy. Like I think it's a really interesting way to like live with people too. Like I've never been in like a community like this.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
I feel connected to the community actually. I feel connected to everyone, what's going on around the world, around us, and then it brings a type of awareness like, yeah, we're human. We pass through so much together as well, and we're like went through so much together as overall. So that brought us closer a little bit. So bad times are good times, and good times are bad times. So vice versa. But
Word.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna ask you like, um, are you comfortable with touchy subjects, or like, is there certain subjects you wanna not talk about?
I feel like we can talk about anything, I guess.
All right. So, uh, what's your least favorite thing about the center?
Um,
I mean, I have to ask this.
okay, so I think like my least favorite thing is like there's not the support for like people to pursue like artistic jobs or maybe like make their own business or anything, because I feel like even though
Yeah.
we're focused on like creating stability, maybe since we have like 2 years to like live, or like whoever lives here, we have a certain amount of time. Why don't we spend that time to actually like follow our dreams? Because I feel like you might have less time if you always have to like work a job to sustain your living. And it's like, I don't know, pursuing your dreams would be like an extra thing on the side. So I really wish that we had more resources to do that at
Yeah,
the center.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. True. Um, so, what do you think about the people as well?
Wow, I think we're a really special group of people, honestly. Like I never met so many different like personalities and like points of views. Like I learn new things about everybody every day. So it's
Yeah.
like really cool. And it's like, I don't know, my favorite thing my favorite thing is like if we all go out somewhere and like if somebody were to see us and they see this big group of people, if we look so interesting on the outside, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because we're not like everyone else. It's just like we're just so different from the rest of normality, or what society thinks of people. Like, yeah,
That's very true.
We are our true selves here, because we don't have that restriction of society.
Yeah. And it's like we don't also like, I feel like sometimes people like in the real world, quote unquote, they like you make friends based on like who's in your community or like who's in your race, but like since we all live here together and nobody chooses who lives here together, we all just kind of like make friends with each other.
Yeah.
And so like if you see us out, it's everybody looks so different and everybody's like, it looks really cool. It's really diverse. That's what I would say.
We stand out in a whole bunch of crowds.
Yeah.
that's gonna be.
Because people are probably looking
point.
like, what are all these, like, this is a, like, really interesting group of people.
Yeah.
Like, all hanging out together, because...
Would be acting weird sometimes.
No, we definitely act weird. Like, there's so, like, many personalities. Everybody's so different and nuanced, and, like, everybody really has, like, their own personality, so... And we all live together, so we're used to, like, dealing with each other on a, like, day-to-day basis. So I think that's what makes it different.
Yeah, it feels like family.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was literally just gonna say that. Yeah, it's like a interesting, really, really interesting family. But it's cool though, cause we have support. Like we built it on our own, and then like we didn't really ask each other as much. So like
no, we just it just clicked, you know.
Yeah,
like. It works.
And that just makes it really beautiful, because it's like I didn't even like come to these people and ask them like, hey, like let's support each other, or like let's be friends, or da da da. It kind of just, I mean, some of them happen that way maybe, but it's cool to receive support from people that you're not related with.
Yeah.
And you just choose to out of like freedom, like not because you have to.
Yeah. No, yeah, that is special.
So yeah, that's what I like about the people.
Yeah. What do you think about the food here, though? That would be my next question. So I do love the culinary arts program they have here, but sometimes their food can be questionable because it's mostly like what are the chefs thinking? But it's not the chefs. It's just the government has a specific rule for their menu, and that's why they have to cook things
A certain type of way. Where
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
because
But
they have to keep up with
the like code of
government
conduct.
government codes.
Yeah, that's some shit like that. It's like,
or city codes.
but you're right.
But, yeah, what do you think of the food?
It's funny that you're like, sometimes you like, what are the chefs thinking? Because sometimes we have really odd combinations of food.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of like what's a weird thing we had one time, off the top of my head.
Some of the shrimp.
Like I don't know, they pair interesting things with interesting other items, so it's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. But I'm a vegetarian, so I usually don't even eat the meat items. So
No, yeah. For my perspective, I feel like beef with something sweet is weird, but then again, you have sweet and sour pork.
Mhm.
And then you have days when it's vegetarian, or the whole menu, and then it's like falafels with pita bread and hummus.
That's good. I like that. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that one's really good actually.
I like that one.
That one's really good. Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I look at the meat and the meat looks weird sometimes.
Yeah. Also, they don't have a lot of options for vegetarian people.
No.
It kind of stems from like, does food have to be like the food regular meat eaters eat, or not non-vegan people?
Oh, do you mean like when they make like the fake chicken patties and stuff?
Yeah, does it have to be chicken, because that takes away from the purpose of not consuming
Or-
animals, and it's like, oh,
You think
this is
so?
a substitute for this, and like, it should be just a soy nugget or something instead of a chicken tendies.
Word.
Because
No, I don't know. I think that's what makes it like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I have different opinions on that.
Yeah, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. But no, I don't know. I feel like that's with like anything though, because then they make like artificial flavors of shit. Like soda has like grape artificial flavor, but like, why don't we just use grapes to make the soda? You know?
Yeah. Why does everything have to be artificial? If the things that are not artificial, but then again, you think
It's like they'll make chicken noodles.
outside, you think it's like, this is good, but why do they make it this way? They never question that answer outside of the center. Like, why make things addictive? It's for them to earn more money.
Yeah, it's a scheme. Then
Yeah, that's why they linger the taste for a little bit, and then it's gone, and you want more of it. That's how addiction starts.
Word. And they make it so sweet too. They make it taste good.
Yeah, that's why. That's the problem.
They make it's and I understand.
And actual fruit is way better than the soda. It tastes way nicer, honestly. I mean, for me. I don't know for other people how they taste things, because we have different taste palettes and all that.
Word.
But yeah, overall the food here is healthy, and it's consistent because they always keep it the same menu in the morning every week.
That's true. The schedules, at least for the morning schedule, it's pretty always the same.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of mad at the morning menu right now, because they took off like hash browns.
Oh yeah, those were good.
Hash browns were good, and we don't have hash browns anymore. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I guess
What?
because also Well, it depends on what the chef wants to make or what's easier to get done, and then with the government restrictions they have on,
Or
they can't serve too much of one item.
but I feel like we rarely even had hash browns before that. Like we have
Yeah,
hash
it
browns
was.
on one day of the week.
Yeah, it was rare.
So I'm like, now we don't even have those. I feel like we eat waffles all the time.
Yeah.
What I mean,
Yeah. So, what can you tell me, or or do you think there's a different there's a difference between people who work and people who take or like are not working? Does the center have a bias towards that?
like, what do you mean by like?
Like, do you think people that at work get more benefits during their stay here than people that don't work here? Or is that just a mixture of lottery? But have you questioned like what their decisions are based on?
Well, so I feel like people who work and stay here, I guess it is really good for them because they get to save the money that they have and also
Mm-hmm.
make sure they start a solid foundation. But that's not the case for everybody because some people who don't have a job are maybe like just coming in off of the streets and maybe like they're trying to get therapy or you just rest a little bit for a little bit and then also just like just trying to figure out what they want to do too because I think we don't have a lot of time to rest or have fun in regular life, so
Yeah, yeah,
it's also cool to be able to have time to do what you want to do and
Yeah.
have somewhere to free to stay.
that's true. That's true. Because as humans, we need our free time, um, our own what do you call it? What do you call it? Oh man, the word's gone from my mouth. Self care. There you go.
Word. Okay,
You
yeah.
need self care. You know, like that's something that the center does provide self care. But I feel like sometimes they rush that self care and there's not enough time to rest between that.
What do you mean by that? Can you go a little bit deeper?
Like they expect you to find work and they tell you about that and then they're like, yeah, I'm still in my self-care moment.
You're still your self-care era.
My self-care moment is not thinking about that, and then you brought it up and I'm thinking about it all day
Literally.
during my self-care day. It's just
They're just ruining your self-care day, honestly.
yeah, it just comes up.
It's like, I don't know, it feels like they want to be gentle with us, but then it's like, okay, but listen to reality, da 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 da.
Yeah, basically.
But I mean, I don't know. There's no right or wrong way to do anything in life. Like, you could do everything and still be homeless. Like,
Dude, yeah.
so it's like, fuck, you want me to go outside and like, work and stuff, and I get it. Like, you want me to leave. Like, because the goal is to eventually leave out of this place.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah, totally.
we need to build more places like this outside in the real world.
Yeah.
That's
To
what
house
I
people.
think. To house more people have the money, like, we live in a community. I just think there's better ways that we can do it. So, like, hear me out. I feel like the center doesn't do a good job at creating its own, like, income. We get a lot of income from donors, from, like, foundations and grants and stuff. But, like, now that we have that money, how do we ensure that we make more money? And I feel like a good way to do that is maybe like even growing our own food. So it's cool that the center houses people.
Oh no. The center does have its own garden.
Word, but I mean like
Yeah, oh yeah, but
as far as maybe even having like, so like the food that we grow, we also will able to feed our youth, and
yeah,
also like maybe sell it too in like community farmer markets.
yeah, yeah. That's a great idea, actually.
So
I don't know what the center is gonna think about that, though. I mean, if they listen to my podcast, or hopefully they listen to.
We're not saying
us.
any names, so
We're not saying anything. Yeah.
So,
But my podcast is not judging the center. It's just our experience through the center, and I'm just asking questions.
yeah,
They're not biased. Not that biased. I mean, I still need to ask questions regarding like everything that's going on, and then what people do as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're just like kind of just critiquing and just talking about the idea.
Yeah, this is a basic idea of this
of
podcast.
the center and
yeah.
what's yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the drug use for youth here?
Well, it's funny that you cackle, that you do a little laugh. Why'd you laugh?
Because, I mean, not being biased, I do, do intake
You
marijuana.
partake a little bit.
Partake, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's natural. Drugs are more prevalent in society these days, anyways. I guess they kind of always been. But as far as like hard drugs,
Yeah, that's the
I,
point I wanted to bring out.
I don't know about that. It's kind of a tricky thing because some people have just came in because they like face really hard situations. Because
Yeah.
being homeless is pretty crazy,
And on top of that, all the traumatic events that happened to them.
yeah,
Yeah.
even like leading up to the homelessness or or trauma that happened when they were homeless, it's just pretty crazy. So
Yeah.
some people do drugs and they're trying to cope with their experience, or that's just kind of how they started to live life for a little bit. And it's hard to judge that because everybody has their own things going on, but it's definitely a conversation that we should have more at the center.
Yeah.
We should talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah. I guess that'll be another talk for a different day.
Or
Because it's really deep.
it is. We could talk about it forever.
Yeah.
And it's cool. We have like a lot of like groups here for that too, and like there's support. But I don't know. I feel like you rarely see people like openly talk about like dealing with drug abuse and addiction and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. It's a very touchy subject for us at the moment. But we'll talk in depth on another video. I'm sorry, I cackle when I'm just nervous in front of the microphone.
It's okay. You have no reason to be nervous. You're doing amazing.
Yeah,
I think so.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Back to the subject. What do you think or what do you think of the resources the center offers here? Like, they have a music studio, they have a lab, a computer lab that's going under construction right now still, at this moment. But also they have the employment office and their youth development office, and do you think the center should expand on that?
Okay. I would say that the center has really good resources and everything we have is pretty like kind of up to date for the most part, or it at least functions for us to do what we need to do.
I try to make it function for everyone.
So, yeah, definitely. As far as like the facilities go, it's pretty high up because I've been to other like resource places and shelters, and some of them don't have nearly the nicer things that we have.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a big part of that.
So that's
Yeah.
cool. I think that what we have is really nice. I'm grateful for that. And yeah, it would be cool to expand because I feel like our community's getting bigger. And I don't know, we just might need a little bit more room to do more.
Yeah, yeah,
So I would like to see that happen.
yeah. That'll be like a great idea. Expanding on resources, but also we already like have a lot of resources available here, which is nice. Yeah. All right. Now a question about you. Um, what's your favorite pastime?
Honestly, my favorite pastime is like usually I like to go down YouTube rabbit holes. I'm into like philosophy and like weird like culture stuff and facts and like the universe. I like stuff like that. And I also like art, so like if drawing or painting something is really cool. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm skateboarding or listening to music. I love to do that. I love to daydream. Daydreaming is fun. Do you ever daydream?
Oh yeah, a lot, way too much. Like, sometimes it impedes me from
From
finishing
doing things?
from doing things. Yeah, yeah.
Word, I actually like relate to that a lot. I like I don't know. I guess I stay in my head a lot, so sometimes my daydreams excite me really a lot, and I have to like sit there and like pay attention to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your daydreams?
How do I feel? I don't know. I feel like it's something I enjoy as well.
Like, what do you daydream about? Like,
I'd be daydreaming about like what type of home I want or what type of community home I want to build for a lot of people, or if I want to. Sometimes I think about buying an apartment complex just to make a small community of gay people, or queer people. Yeah.
that's
Well,
pretty lit. That's pretty
yeah.
cool to daydream.
So like a commune too.
Commune.
Yeah.
Wow. I daydream about similar stuff too. I think, or like I daydream about like my like art that I want to create, or I daydream about experiences that I want to have, and I definitely think that ties into like I don't know, wanting to have experiences with other people.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, you always for me personally, especially even when I listen to music, I daydream about like I don't know, like if I'm partying with people, or like who would I go out with, where would we go, what would I wear, things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a favorite pastime of mine.
What's my favorite pastime?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. My favorite pastime is just playing video games or making random beats and then uploading them to my YouTube channel.
Word.
Yeah.
How did you get so involved in like technology? You're a very tech savvy person.
So, the funny thing, I talked about it with Aiden. So I interviewed Aiden,
Oh really?
and then I talked about it, and I guess you could go back to that video and then just
Oh wow, I didn't know you
play
interviewed
why the
Aiden.
reason that you got into tech.
Okay, what kind of Aiden asked you some questions too?
It got to that, it got to like what was my first electronic that I got, and then it led to the question on like how did I get into the tech things. No, yeah, yeah. I was when I was a child, I was diagnosed with autism, so it was really hard for me to talk with people or even to put words together to form. Um,
Just a sentence, just to greet
just
people.
just just communicating was the hard part for me
Wow.
because I couldn't explain things to people that I really enjoy doing, or just basic talk like hi, how are you. I couldn't even say that, like.
Hmm. Do you think that's something like that you kind of still struggle with today, or is that like
Putting words together, trying to be self-aware of what I'm actually saying is like I have so many thoughts going in my mind, and then I have to let some words out, and then build a sentence so I could then communicate to another human. So that's how my brain works.
Do you feel like people understand you or misunderstand you? And which one?
Sometimes I get misunderstood. Most of the time.
You think most of the time you
because
get-
people take me literate when I'm being not being serious,
Word. You're just being like sarcastic.
sarcastic most of the time.
Why do you think people think that you're being serious?
I guess the way I say things, or
Yeah.
like my tone of voice.
Your tone
at the
of
time.
voice.
Because that was one thing that was hard to control for me. My tone of voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't understand why people got mad at me, and then what I did wrong. Like
Like as a child or like still now too?
as a child, and I still struggle a little bit with that, but it's just. I'm trying to function as a human, Sometimes
Yeah,
it's just difficult to talk.
You're just figuring it out. I mean, that's real. Like,
Yeah, I just act accordingly, and then accordingly.
Accordingly, yeah.
Yeah, and it was hard to think before I acted, or saying things before I think them, because sometimes it was just.
I mean, yeah, like you're a kid, you're just going no filter. Like, is that?
Yeah, it's still I have a little bit of no self-control that way.
Word. It's like harder to pick up on. Like, do you feel like you pick up on social cues well, or
That was another hard thing that I actually didn't know. Social cues, because all I knew was my electronics, or how to do certain things, and that was it. And I was having a lot of fun doing that I forgot that people have to have feelings as well, and I have to input how people feel.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. So just like being like conscious of other people, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, I had to be conscious of others. But it was just because I was thinking like a kid, for a very long time.
So like, how do you think kids think more like? Do you think like kids think more to themselves, like they don't think about other people, or?
Sometimes I think having a little bit of sympathy is something we develop as we grow, and then
It's like taught.
it's something that I was lacking a little bit of, but I was like mostly questioning why people acted that way, or why people were doing things a certain way.
So do you think like we have to be taught how? It sounds like what you're kind of saying is like you have to be like taught some type of sympathy and compassion in certain situations.
Yeah, yeah. Everything depends on how you interact with the world. So, interacting with people is the same thing, and you have different outcomes. What people say.
Word.
Yeah. So that was really interesting for me growing up.
What kind of
I
like?
did get bullied for my autism and ADHD brain.
What kind of stuff would they say?
Oh,
If that's,
um, mean things that push me around sometimes. One time they pushed me off the slide and I fell head first to the pavement.
oh whoa.
I shouldn't be talking about this on the podcast, but
I'm sorry. Well, I'm laughing too. I shouldn't have laughed.
I know it's fine.
It's what it is. I mean, sometimes yeah, you just,
Sometimes you gotta laugh at things that happen.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
a good
agree.
medicine. Yeah.
It is. You
Laughing.
can't be serious all the time, honestly.
No, yeah. And then later I wasn't serious about it because I just heard it, and then I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, they're kids. They
Yeah. Kids be doing kids.
kids be doing kid stuff, and sometimes they're mean because they don't think about how others feel at the
Yeah.
time.
Word. So
And when people grow up, that's when they realize, oh, what I did was bad.
okay. So I guess this is a philosophical question. So like, do you think since we have to be taught how to be more like compassionate
Compassion. Yeah.
for others, do you think that humans are inherently good or like bad?
Neutral.
Like, neutral. That's like how we're born. It's kind of just like.
Yeah, we are born with the ability to learn and maintain knowledge and spread knowledge. That's what I think most of the time.
Or I agree. I think it's like a blank slate. We're very like,
Yeah, we're a blank slate of intelligence. We go out and teach, or we go out and act how our desires by instinct, you know?
yeah. In a way, it's kind of like we're like. It's kind of like AI, like programming. Like you got to program.
Yeah, that's how it's it's basic AI, but we're sentient beings now.
Word.
Yeah, so it's
Do you think
creepy.
there? So, there was.
We got out of subject from here.
Oh, we're going on a rabbit hole. What's wrong with the little rabbit hole?
It gets creepy sometimes.
It does get a little creepy, but maybe if we talk about it, it won't be creepy anymore.
Oh. Well,
I don't know. Sometimes I get to this. If I'm speaking personally about it, like sometimes I'll think about things. Like I'll be thinking about like I don't know the universe and like life and death and like humanity and like
how matter works. And
yeah,
all that.
like I get weirdly like I get stoic if that makes sense. Sometimes I get scared and I'm like, oh shit, everything is trippy. Like everything is tripping out right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what can happen. Or other times I'm just kind of like
Just take it easy, be mellow.
right, and I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah. No, yeah, nothing's gonna go wrong. Not at the moment.
it's just however you like.
It's just a reaction. It's just a constant. And then when that constant is not constant, it would be just an experience you had. We're all experiences, like, damn, that's deep.
That is deep. That's very profound.
Yeah.
This is a fleeting experience, but
We're just experiencing a moment of the same instance for eternity.
word.
Yeah.
I think that's
that's how I think of it.
I think of it that way too, and I think what's interesting is like people don't really talk about that in like religious ideas, especially like more and more.
I think because
More
when they get to
American?
that point, it's like really scary to think about.
Really, yeah, because it's like, why would you say that?
Because people often don't like the idea of death, but death is beautiful,
Word.
Yeah,
Well-
and sometimes they make up like some people believe they go to heaven or hell, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that. I believe we just exist for a moment and then
And then it's just
nothing. It's just life.
yeah.
Then someone is born again. It's beautiful, you know.
And it just happens and happens and happens.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, honestly, I've been thinking about this recently. I guess it's also about what just things that go on in our community.
Yeah.
Recent events. And I like to think I'm not I'm not gonna lie, I am a little afraid of death. Yes, but I'm not afraid of it in the way where like what comes after. Because I think that, like you said, I think death is beautiful. I feel like the experience might be painful, however you choose to go out. But like once you go out, I don't know. I feel like it's a big hug. Like you just like unravel and you like become one with everything. Whoa! Yeah. We said that at the same time. Yeah.
That was weird. But it's true.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I think like you
because
said,
because you're not
beautiful.
your body decays into what dust. We came from dust and we go back to stardust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like the whole
it's
concept
so
of
trippy,
right?
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's cool in a way that we could be here right now.
Yeah.
Like talking about it.
Yeah.
Like how did we get here? This is interesting.
Interesting, yeah. We got from a single point of origin to everything just coming out to existence from nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing going back to nothing, see?
And going to something and then going back to nothing, and
it's a whole cycle.
It's kind of cool, honestly. I think, I don't know. I have a quote on my mirror, and it says, "Your life is art. What will you create?" And so, like, I look at that on my mirror.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, cause like life is like art. Art is creation, beautiful. You know.
It's beautiful most of the time. Sometimes it might be terrifying. Sometimes it might be ugly, but still, it's art.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own perspective on how they live their life. Yeah.
And everybody creates how they live their own life too. So
yeah.
Like with the choices that you make, like the way you choose to dress, the way you like choose to interact with people, it's like kind of trippy. So I'm like, I have that quote on my mirror as a way to be like you're a creator and life is something that you can like create with.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow. We went a little deep there.
yeah, we went a little deep.
But that was cool. I like talking about that type of stuff. I feel like people don't talk about that stuff enough.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite beverage?
I really like. I mostly drink water all the time.
Oh yeah, water
usually
is really good for you.
But if I'm gonna have something outside of water, I like Martinelli's apple juice.
Oh,
that shit
it shows
so
the best apple juice.
Actually, that's like the best apple juice in fucking history.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's so good. I swear, like if I ever go to the hospital, I want them to like hook it up to my IV so I could like take it through the veins. It's like liquid gold, honestly. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, literally.
But some people don't like apple juice, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Some like orange juice.
What's your favorite fruit juice? Like out of the fruits?
Apple juice.
Really? Word? Okay.
Yeah, mostly apple juice.
It's a pretty good one, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like apples.
I like apples too. I've been eating them a lot more recently. I didn't used to eat apples because as a kid they used to make my stomach hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do make you use the bathroom or something, right? I don't know.
No. I don't know. Yeah, I need to search that up on the internet.
Yeah, it's cool. But what kind of fruits did you eat as a kid?
Yeah, I grew up eating. I would say the local fruit from my country, sapote, or what do you call it, mamey or something
Oh
here.
wow.
Um, Guavas, papaya. Also, I tended to eat a lot of oranges and banana because there was big banana fields. I was born in the banana republic, you know.
Wow.
That's why
Yeah.
they call it Banana Republic, because they all are bananas everywhere.
Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty I feel like that maybe that's a different experience from the U.S. too, because since you stayed in a more tropical continent, you
Yeah,
had different food. You had like different fruits. Like,
yeah,
I don't really go around guava and like papaya. Like I don't think I've ever really ate one of those before.
yeah. There's also rose apple. It's way
Rose
different.
apple.
It's marañón, I think. Marañón japonés in Spanish.
Oh wow. How's it different from a regular apple?
It's a lot sweeter, and the texture is like close to. It's similar to apple, but it's not. It doesn't taste like apple.
Wow.
It tastes like sakura. I don't know if you had a rose. No, cherry blossoms.
Oh no.
Yeah, kind of like that sakura flavor with a little bit of banana. Ooh, really good.
Oh, that actually does sound really good. I'm gonna have to see if I can get my hands on one of those.
Yeah.
I haven't really tried a lot of exotic fruits. I kind of need to up my fruit game.
Yeah. Yeah. I also enjoyed grenadines.
Say that again.
Grenadines, or what do you call it? Passion fruit?
Oh, feel like I need to like look up pictures of these because I don't even know what they fucking look like. You know what You know what's going through my mind right now? The pictures of You ever seen that anime One Piece?
Yeah, the weird
The weird
devil
fruits.
fruit.
Those are just going through my mind right now.
Yeah.
I'm googling a passion fruit as we speak in real time. Word, I've never had this before.
Yeah, they're really good. You could get them at Sprouts when they're in season.
Wow, it's interesting. It
Yeah,
looks like eggs a little bit.
they do.
Well, I really don't try enough new fruit. Oh wait, so this, hold on, look at this. This flower right here, that's
Yeah, that's the passion fruit flower.
word. I've seen that flower before, actually,
Yeah.
but I've never seen the passion fruit. That's funny.
Yeah.
Word. How was it growing up in your country? You said your country is a country, the Banana Republic.
Yeah.
So it's
Part of the
Guatemala.
Banana Republic.
It's Guatemala?
Guatemala, yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. I thought it was that.
Yeah.
How was Guatemala?
Hectic, I would say. When I was growing up, there's a lot of protests, a lot of crime. Still like that, though.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, is it?
Yeah. A lot of corruption because of governmental rules, and then I won't get too deep. CIA did all this.
I know.
I can't say that. I didn't. I'm just joking. Okay.
We're just kidding.
Anyways.
Wow. You spoke to me one time about like having to like hunt for your own food, and I thought that was like the
Yeah. I did experience that. I was left in the woods for a little while, and then I had to find my way back home.
Wow, that's trippy. That's something that's never happened to me ever before.
It was fun.
You said it was fun.
Yeah.
How long did you survive out there?
I believe 3 days or 5 days. I forgot.
Wow. So like you like killed animals and stuff?
Oh yeah, hunted animals, birds.
How did you kill the birds?
Oh, I had a slingshot.
Wow. This is kind of. This is like I feel like this should be like a movie. Like this should be in your biopic.
Yeah.
Like that's not any regular person can say that. Like
Oh yeah.
they were
True,
like,
true.
surviving out in the woods and like killing birds with slingshots and shit. That's pretty fire.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like one of your like life skill sets? Like now that you've lived in the wilderness for it's only 3 days, but 3 days are still a lot.
3 days without parental support. Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
hard. You know, it's crazy. I feel like if you spend a lot of time in the forest, you forget what time it is. Like you only know it's based on the
totally.
days.
Totally. Time flies by when you're having fun, and then sometimes it's like you gotta find a place to sleep, and that was the creepiest thing to do.
Word.
Because I didn't know what to do for beds.
So how did you do that? What did you?
Found a hole.
Wait, you found a hole?
I found somewhere under a tree. Like, it was like a little hole under a tree.
Oh, wow. And you kind of like crawled in there, like took it out?
No, it was big enough for me. It was big, and just climbed in. It was just like I got comfortable as I could.
Wow.
And then I didn't sleep for 2 days, I believe, because I was walking for 2 days.
You know what's crazy? I feel like when I was homeless, I was like on the streets in a tent. So like I don't know. It felt like
Not to lie to you, but there was fruits around the trees, so that was why I survived the longest.
oh there was roots around the tree.
Fruits.
Fruits. Oh okay.
Yeah, there were fruits.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got pretty lucky.
Yeah.
But I was saying like I don't. My version of surviving in the jungle was like when I was homeless. I mean I had like resources. Of course,
Yeah.
But like for the most part I had to like. I had a little internship, but before that, I kind of didn't. Like maybe like the first day I was homeless, I didn't have much money or anything, so like, I stole soup at this kitchen before. I stole soup at this fucking, supermarket. They had like a hot and ready serve station, so I
Yeah.
just like fixed me some soup and I just like put it in my pocket and walked out.
Don't worry. That's just
It just
survival.
You know, right?
Yeah, it's survival.
And then some people gave me a donut at the little donut truck that opens early in the morning.
Yeah.
But after that, like I had a little internship, and then I was getting paid weekly, and shortly I had what did I got my EBT benefits, so anything after that was cool. I got like my tent and everything from the resource center that I used to go to, and
to be honest, in my opinion, I think surviving in the city homeless is a lot harder than it looks, because you don't have the resources that the forest provides, like edible plants and all that.
Word. That's true. I never thought about it that way.
Because I could forage. I know how to forage now. I mean, experience, of course.
Yeah, you're also like pretty open to like people like possibly coming up to fucking attack you, or like, cause like I was sleeping in my tent. And
Shit, yeah.
I try to like, I don't know if you're ever out in LA, you'll see homeless people sleeping everywhere, anywhere. But for me, like when I was about to be homeless, I was like, I can't just like be on like the side of the road, like in a busy place, or like I can't be anywhere that people can like readily see me. Like it had to be somewhere away from a lot of places, because some people will literally just like pop a tent anywhere, like in front of busy intersections, or like it doesn't matter. But I stayed at where was I homeless at? I was homeless at this. I moved from like a really busy area. I went to like maybe a calmer place, a more suburban area in LA, and I stayed by this park. But beside this park, they have these big, you know, those bridges that you see, but they don't have water in them.
Yeah.
They're just like for like flow water to go through.
Yeah.
I like pitched my tent on the top wall of one of those.
Oh shit.
Like it was like outside of a park. So
Yeah. Yeah.
every morning I would like go in the park bathroom and like wash my hair, my hands, and my face and stuff, brush my teeth. Then I would like go to I would like exercise because there's like pull-up bars and stuff at the park. I would exercise, and then I would like try to get something for breakfast, and then I would get on the train and go to my internship, and I would like do that every day. And then
Yeah.
I don't know, it was interesting, pretty interesting. But
Yeah.
living outside is a strange feeling.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Totally.
It's like a weird like existential feeling. I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes. It's crazy what four walls does to your mental state.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, where do you spend most of the pandemic through? Like, well, like I was saying, sorry, cut off. But yeah, during the pandemic, I stayed here, and it was wild because everyone had to be indoors, and then when I went out to look at the window, because last time I stayed in the third floor, so I looked out the window and then there was nothing, nothing but the four walls.
Whoa.
And then I had stuff, I had computer. I had a lot of games to play through. But I felt like my depression got a lot harder when the pandemic hit.
Yeah, because how does that work? This is like a community place, so like y'all couldn't be out talking to each other or anything.
But there were some fun things they did, So they, first of all, they didn't let us out unless we had to get some emergency supplies.
Damn. So
or they would buy stuff for us as well.
Okay.
So the first year we spent our mostly smoking outside.
Word. Y'all could go outside to smoke and stuff, right?
No. We went to smoke in the patio they have over here in the backyard. So it was a specific area, so we didn't have to go outside.
Oh, they let y'all do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And they also bought cigarettes for us sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was something. They even pick up the weed deliveries.
The weed deliveries?
Yeah. So
I
they
mean,
were
hey.
like, yeah, you gotta get
Wow.
your saw somehow.
Exactly. I can't imagine, like, that must have been like a very interesting time.
Oh yeah, it was.
Like, okay, so
it was.
would I have been able to go outside and ride my skateboard? Like, you know how like I usually go outside and ride my skateboard? Would I be able to do that?
I don't think so. No. Unless you wore a mask, I guess.
Okay.
All the time.
Wow.
Imagine me getting out of the room in the morning and just wearing my mask and then just everywhere here.
This was like when it first started? Or
Yeah.
Like when the shutdown first started?
Yeah. It was rough.
Oh, wow. Sheesh. Was it this place like full?
No, well, they were really careful with sick people, so they put anyone that was sick of anything in a quarantine room or quarantine rooms. Yeah, that was something. I even got stomach sick, and they put me in a room too because they didn't want to take any chances.
Wow. Was it most of the same staff that worked here?
No, it was way different staff back then.
Like way different?
Yeah, yeah. There wasn't. Yeah. There's literally no one left from 2020. Yeah.
Wow.
Been here for a while. And yeah,
Oh, here during the pandemic?
yeah.
Wow. She has been here for a long time. Well, you're saying name. We shouldn't say names. So.
Oh no no. Shit. I'll cut that part out.
We have to bleep it.
Bleep it. Yeah, I'll bleep it. I know how to.
Okay.
How many times did we say it?
we only said it twice.
It's alright.
We only said it twice, and we didn't say last name, so but yeah, we'd still go and bleep that.
Yeah, I'm still gonna bleep it.
I don't think we said anybody else's names in this though.
Yeah.
We said Aiden's name, but Aiden's in
Aiden's name's on the podcast too. She gave me permission to use that name. Yeah.
Hey. Hello. We're having a podcast interview. You want to come say hey?
Yeah.
Kai's doing a podcast.
Yeah. We got interrupted. Sorry, everyone. But
no, you should come say hey.
Yeah. Hey, come on.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just doing one checks real quick. Hi, Caleb.
Well,
that was that. So.
Oh, did I say their name?
No.
Okay.
You didn't.
I'm trying to see if I say people's name. Maybe.
All right. Yeah. Do you want to end the podcast here?
Yeah, I guess so. We've had a lovely talk. We've talked about a big variety of things about the center.
Yeah.
And then about the center of the universe and
everything. Yeah.
We've been everywhere. So I think I had a good time. Yeah, I'd love to come back.
Yeah, definitely. We should definitely talk about the drug subject.
Yeah, or maybe have Aiden come too, so me and Aiden or something.
Yeah.
If that's possible.
It should be cool. I don't know what I'll have. I'll have scripts for next time for myself, so I could ask the questions in order.
Do this freestyle too, also.
Yeah, freestyle.
Is it crazy to tell the audience that I was high?
Oh shit! I didn't mention you were high.
So I was pretty high the entirety of this conversation.
Are you still high?
I'm coming down now.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey,
it was a good time.
Just letting you guys know. So yeah, I thank you for having me, Kai.
Yeah, thank you for letting me interview you. I'll gladly try to write a script for next time, so it'll all be in order instead of the freestyle that we did right now.
Word, but I had fun. I think it was pretty fun.
Yeah,
it was a good way to spend 2 hours.
Was it 2 hours?
Just about.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. Please leave a like or subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also, leave a thumbs up if you like this content, and I'll continue to put more content out. And I'll see you on the next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.